We bike. We bike. We bike. We bike. What's good, y'all? We are back with another episode of Thompson and stuff. We bike. We bike. I know after like 3 weeks, but okay, let me stop lying. A month. It's been a month. But we bike. We bike. For sure. What's up, y'all? We're back with another episode of Thompson and stuff. So as I was preparing for this episode, of course, we bike. We realized that we are almost close to the end of season 2. Now, I know some of you guys listen and be like, well, damn, we had seasons? Yeah. So my first full year was season 1. This is season 2, and we almost there. So we probably got like 2 or 3 more episodes left in the year. So I don't want to waste any more time. So let's celebrate the good news. We bike. We bike. We bike. We back with a fresh episode. So a lot of y'all probably wondering, damn bitch, you went on vacation? Yes, I did. So I went on a physical vacation, and then I went on a kind of a break from podcasting. I did a lot of writing. I have 2 new books pre-typed out. So I have 2 new projects on hold. Very excited about that. But I took a real vacation. It was my best friend's birthday, and we went to Mexico. And it was my first time going out of the country. Of course, I never been out the country before, so I thought it was just gonna be like a really hard protocol. It's like they probably had to like pat you down and all that weird stuff. But no, going through customs, coming from and going to was pretty smooth. So yeah, I went to Mexico. And what part of Mexico did I go to? I went to Cabo San Lucas, and Cabo was beautiful. I want to shout out to Sandos Finstiera, that resort. It's all inclusive. I do recommend that one as well. Food was good, but the only thing I didn't really like was that the portions. Like they gave you small portions, but then I had to like keep reminding myself I'm not at home. This is a different country. They probably do things a little different when it comes to the portions. So I enjoyed that. Went to the club almost every night. It was a true vacation. I didn't do any writing. I didn't do any podcast planning. It was a vacation, and that's how it should be treated as. I did a little reading, did a lot of relaxing, and I'm back. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to get another podcast out to you guys. As I always do every episode in the beginning, I thank y'all so much for your support. As I was gone, I did watch the numbers go up. So thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all for your support. I do have another a surprise for you guys. A surprise. I don't want to announce it. I know last time we talked, I mentioned Twitch. I should not have announced that because I'm still doing research on that, but I am working on something else for you guys, for my fans. Something that has to do with music. I want to share my music taste with you guys. Um, as everyone knows, I love music. I had a outstanding music collection until I was like 25, and then I sold all my CDs for 2 reasons. One, I needed some money, and 2, I didn't have a CD player. So it was like, if I don't have a CD player, why do I have all these CDs? So, but thank God for Apple Music and this new project, which is coming out. I'm hoping to start my first day of it next week. So be on the lookout on my social media. I would love for you guys to be a part of it. It's fan friendly, so you guys can be a part of it. So look out on my Instagram for that. But when I was gone, so much crazy stuff has happened. I have it all jotted down right here next to me. So Forgive me if I didn't get to everything I wanted to talk about. Of course, there's always next time, right? But we got 2 more episodes left in the year. So let's get started on this podcast. We got so much to catch up on, okay? All right. And of course, since, we bike on the podcast, I hate to start off with breaking up, I hate couples breaking up, but then again, we always hear we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So since the last podcast, we had a lot of divorce filings. So I want to start with the biggest, it was one of the biggest ones at the time, Tom Brady and Giselle. Now, they always say there are reports that Tom did this, there are reports that Giselle did that, but I think they're gonna go for it. They're gonna go for it. So let's start here. So Tom Brady. We're gonna stop at the top of the food chain, right? Tom Brady. Tom Brady is 45 years old, right? 45, 5 years away from 50. So Tom Brady plays for the NFL. No shit. Now, the NFL, when you play football, everybody knows that it is a tough sport. You're tackling people, you mess up your head, you mess up your shoulders, knees, toes, all that stuff. So, Tom Brady goes from New England Patriots to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Right. But let's also add in this factor. Tom Brady got wife and kids at home, right? And when you're an NFL player, I don't know for sure. I never dated an NFL player. But I would assume when you're an NFL player, during the football season, you're busy traveling. You're always on the road. You're doing this and that. You're never home. So I understand the frustration that Giselle has. Hey, Tom, you're never home. Let's do this. Come home, be present. She's asking just him be present. So let's rewind to over the summer. All right. Tom Brady announces, I'm retiring. Cool. He could be home with Giselle and the children and all that stuff. Cool. So about a month or so go by, and then Tom announces, I'm unretiring. I know somewhere Giselle was hot. She was hot because she's going to have to be technically a single parent. Tom is out with the Buccaneers doing all this stuff. So then some time goes past. I don't know how long. It was probably a couple months or so. I can't remember because the world is just spinning right now. All this stuff going on. I can't keep up an accurate time. But I do know some time passed between him saying he's unretiring and her, just everything spinning out of control for them. So now, how do we know that things are spinning out of control? Rumors started coming out. Giselle was mad. Giselle is not living with Tom anymore. Giselle's in Miami, Tom's in Tampa Bay, which someone did tell me that's like that's a drive. That's pretty much a ride. And then Daily Mail got pictures of Giselle leaving her lawyer's office. Daily Mail is saying that they got their lawyers, they retain. And when you got your lawyer retained, he retained, okay? Retained. And I think they're gonna go through with it. I don't want to be negative, I'm in a relationship myself, but I don't want to be negative towards anyone else's. But if your partner is begging you to be home, be present especially for the kids, and you just kind of like disregard what she wants, it's kind of messed up. So today, I'm flipping through Facebook, and Facebook is one of the few places I get my news from. I don't watch entertainment news anymore. Of course, as you guys hear, E is bringing back E News, with some guy and Adrian Bailon, which, okay, that's great, but I don't even have E at my house, so whatever. I mean, not whatever, but it's like, I don't really, yeah, I kind of outgrew E. I don't even watch anything on E anymore, so. But back to Giselle and Tom. So I read an article on Facebook. It was from People, not E, that Tom has said retirement is not in my future. And the first thing that slipped through my mind was, oh, okay, Tom, kiss your wife and kids goodbye. Well, not your kids. Kiss your wife goodbye. Because she asked you to stay home and do all this stuff. And now you sitting here saying, well, I'm not retiring. And you 5 years away from being 50 years old. Come on now. I mean, Shaq played basketball until he was 40. So Tom just basically turned his back on Giselle, and that's messed up. And I don't, Tom Brady and Giselle, they got money, right? Not pocket watching, I'm just saying they got money. Giselle was a Victoria's Secret model. Tom Brady got his football contract and whatever else he got going on. So I think it's gonna be a big divorce, but it's not gonna be messy. It's not gonna be messy. I don't think so. They'll have it quiet, but it'll just be messy for the media. Just like I don't know who had a messy divorce and was not quiet. I don't want to say Brad and Angelina because they show was showing their tails when they got a divorce, and they still are showing their tails even though they've been divorced since I was in college. They saying Brad did this, Angelina used my property without my permission, just all this crazy stuff, So we're gonna see how this Tom and Giselle thing turn out. It could go two ways. They'll have their divorce or whatever. But, in a fantasy world, maybe Tom and Giselle can just work it out where Tom can just go home and retire and realize how old he is. He's 45 years old. Probably is going to turn 46 this year. I don't know. But he's 45 years old, and when you work a certain business, or if you play a certain sport, I should say, your body going to start breaking down. And Tom's been playing football since what, high school? And high school was like probably 30 years ago. So yeah, best of luck to them. I can't say prayers and thoughts because that's weird, but best of luck. I hope y'all make the right decision and keep it quiet, keep it cute, keep it mute. All right. The next divorce that came up while we were gone was Tia Mowry and Corey Hardick. Now this one I'm kind of surprised until I saw that video. But then I kind of had thoughts on that video too. So every time I saw Tia Mowry Hardick, or now Tia Mowry, I guess she dropped her last name, they seemed happy. But like the old saying goes, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And I saw that video of them when they were on some OWN show. I think it was Real Love, where they had like all that celebrity, the celebrity black couples. And, he kind of, I don't want to say checked her, but he did say, hey, I'm talking. And she did say, oh, I'm sorry. I guess the public kind of took that as, it kind of goes both ways, because sometimes when you're with your partner and they're talking, and then you do have like this unrealizing habit of, interrupting them. But we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So they probably had a big fight or something. I don't know. But that divorce, I honestly think that would be a quiet, and I don't want to say cute because divorces aren't cute, but it will be a quiet and amicable divorce. I mean, now I see them on TMZ and they speak so highly of each other. And a small reason I do think they're doing that is because of the children, These kids nowadays, they know how to work iPads and tablets and stuff. All they can do is type in their parents' names and they can see whatever they're doing, especially Corey Hardick, who's on he's on The Shy. I just finished The Shy too. I'm all caught up. Corey Hardick's on The Shy, and then Tia Mowry, she's got all these like cooking shows and stuff. So she's, And she's been famous since she was 12 years old. So let's keep that in mind. So I think that divorce will be quiet and amicable and not so messy. Another divorce that came up was Miguel and his longtime girlfriend. I don't know how to say her name, but she's very pretty though. They used to have a show on E called Rapper Wives and Girlfriends, because I remember it was her, it was Miss Jackson who was dating Nelly at the time, Neo's wife Crystal, who also filed for divorce because she says that he had a baby on her and all that stuff, which I have a hard time understanding. But then again, it's Neo and he has a lot of money, so I mean, hey, he probably did. I don't know, but Crystal, Miss Jackson, I think her name is Nazin. Naz. They call her Naz, so that's all I can say. Lola Monroe, who I think had a baby with please, I could be very wrong. I think it was Kidding or some other woman. Basically, it was Rapper Wives and Girlfriends. That show lasted 2 seasons, but unfortunately, it got canceled. So she was on there. Um, that one kind of died away. I guess they're still filing for divorce. Crystal Smith, who was going to be the ex-wife of Neo, she's been doing interviews because that's how we found out that Neo was having a baby on her and all that stuff. And the last divorce that I am aware of is Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill. And for that reason, they just simply said we grew apart, which kind of sucks. They did have a beautiful wedding. It was on the show and everything, but they grew apart. That's what happens when you kind of uproot your life that you had in one city for so many years. You move in with this guy, and then y'all kind of got shut in during the pandemic. So, yeah. But I hope it all works out for them, Hope it all works out for them. Um, y'all want to get into some Kanye West? Because this was a lot. Now, we say train wreck. We say train wreck. But this right here is a true train wreck, okay? So, Kanye West. Where does this story start? Because this story has been going on, I think, since George Bush doesn't care about black people, but it has gotten worse over the years. But this has reached a new peak. Okay. So it's, to me, I think it started with the White Lives Matter t-shirt. We obviously know what's wrong with this, okay? Kanye West is a black man. You know, I I remember when Kanye first came out. Because if you told 7, 8, 9-year-old me that this was going to happen 20 years later, I wouldn't believe it. Kanye West is from Chicago. He frequented the same stores I do now. And I always looked at Kanye West as like this black superhero in music when I was a kid. Let's get that straight, okay? But now he's opening up this weird school. He's wearing these weird White Lives Matter t-shirt, and kind of, to me, that's kind of denouncing and a slap to the face of Black Lives Matter. Kanye West is a black man. He is from 70 something. His mother's house was on that side of town. Kanye West went to Polaris High School in Oak Lawn, which has a black population. And he's from Chicago, met the most powerful black people in this world. Now he's going to wear this shirt. It's getting worse, and I'm starting not to think it's a troll. He's just getting worse in general. Um, his style of everything is getting worse. The way he talks about, and you guys know I'm not really a big Kardashian follower anymore, but you're bashing your ex-wife's, your family in the media. You're going on interviews saying my daughter Chicago is going to be a problem. Are you sure? Maybe that little girl is an angel at home, and you're just you're picking on her in a way, and it's sickening. So Kanye West wore that White Lives Matter t-shirt. He had Candace Owens involved in all of this, which is so weird, and she's weird as well. And then he went on Drink Champs. Now, I saw the clip of when he was talking to Nori. And in my opinion, because this is my podcast, it's my opinion, Nori started the compliment right. He did. He started the compliment right. I thought he was, I mean, Nori was drunk too, so I couldn't follow. Like, it was going a straight line, and once Nori hit where I needed him to hit, it just started scribbling. The way it was presented. Now, Nori is going on Hot 97 in the Breakfast Club, and he's claiming, I told him you shouldn't say that. I told him you should not have said that. But it was edited out. That, if that's the case, it should not have been edited out. Okay? It should not have been edited out. It's a big mess, pretty much. It's a big mess, and everyone is mad at Kanye, and Kanye's just getting worse. There's this one guy I follow on TikTok, and Kanye was walking down the street. He looked so dead in the face. I mean, he wasn't dead, but he was like, he looked he looked gone. Like he looked like he was having an episode. He looked like he was having a schizophrenic episode. And sometimes when you have schizophrenic episode, you're not there mentally. And it's a big mess. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this, because you go on a black man's platform. Oh, let's also say this. You go on Drink Champs on Revolt TV. You talk bad about Puffy, who owns Revolt TV. So you're gonna disrespect the man on his own platform. What is wrong with you? I don't get it. I'm not getting Kanye right now, and I'm not happy about Kanye. The Kardashians tried to help him. I think Kanye needs to go away for a minute. He needs to go away to get some mental help. Then after he gets his mental help, he needs to sit and think about all the damage he has done. He has damaged his reputation. He has damaged Noriega's reputation. And I know I'm all over the place about it, because I'm trying to put the pieces together. I haven't watched that interview. I haven't listened to the full audio podcast, and I have no intention to, because it's not making sense to me. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, remember when he ran for president, and what was his birthday party? That's how I know. That's how I know his mind is gone. And like, something like this would be normally funny, but it's not funny to me. It's not funny to me. Go on, you disrespect Puff on his platform. You disrespect Meek Mill, like, because I don't know why he pulled Meek Mill out the hat, but in my opinion, he's picking on him. So, and you things have to be bad when your bank drops you. Dude, JP Chase, which is Chase in basic terms, dropped Kanye. So where's all his money gonna go? Where's his money gonna go? What bank is gonna accept him? What credit union is gonna accept him? And I also read on TMZ that Kanye is like, he's living like a rich nomad right now. Like, he doesn't have a stable house. He lives out of that backpack and lives in hotel rooms and stuff. So it's just it's all over the place. And again, train wreck. It's a big train wreck. And at this point, we are beyond let's pray for Kanye. Kanye really needs help with a capital H, ladies and gentlemen. Help. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to move on from Kanye West to a list of rest in pieces. Lost some very powerful people in this world. I want to start with rest in peace to Angela Lansbury. If you guys grew up like I did, Murder She Wrote was always watched in my house growing up. Very smart woman. The show was pretty interesting the older I got to watch. She lived to be 96 years old, so she lived a full life. May God be comfort to her friends and her family and her loved ones. And there's a weird story that came out and said that she had to get her daughter away from like the Manson cult. It's just like weird stories like that come out after a person dies, but may she rest in peace. I don't know a lot about her, but Murder She Wrote was always on TV, so rest in peace to her. The next person I'm gonna say rest in peace to. He passed. They both. Everybody on this list actually passed away some time ago, so they're probably long gone, buried, and everything. This one pretty shocked me to the hip hop community. Coolio. Coolio passed away, and the story with that, he was 59 years old. 59 years old. He was at a friend's house in Los Angeles. Coolio lived in Vegas. I didn't know he lived in Vegas. I thought he still lived in LA. But he lived in Vegas. He was in LA visiting his friend's house, and unfortunately, he went to the bathroom and he had a heart attack there. He was 59 years old. He had like probably like 10 kids, probably 10 kids, and he had his girlfriend left behind. They did a really sweet thing that I think now might be a trend because I heard Kris Jenner was going to do it with her kids. He was cremated and they put it in jewelry, so the family can wear him on their bodies at all time. Big loss to the hip hop community. I started listening to that song "See You When You Get There." I added the song onto my Apple playlist like at before he passed away, but after he passed away, that song just warms my heart. That's why they say music's comfort. Songs like that. I see you when you get there. When you ever get there. It's a beautiful song. You guys should listen to it sometime. Um, Jesse Powell. Rest in peace to Jesse Powell. He was 51 years old. If you're about my age, I'm possibly a little older, you remember the song You. Um, when I first heard that song, I was probably a teenager. Well, let me not say this. The song came out in 99, right? That was the era of the box, and then the box turned into MTV2 and all that stuff. And it probably did come on the box, just didn't pay attention. But then I heard the song again when I was 18, and I thought it was Toni Braxton, like a lot of people did. But I actually fell in love with the song. It was Jesse Powell. He had another hit song, but honestly, that song did not trump popularity like You did because people play it at weddings, um, you know, couple dances, all that stuff. It's a beautiful song, and Jesse Powell was 51 years old. Now, how he passed away was not revealed, and that's okay because not everything needs to be to the public. But I did see clips of his memorial service, his family wearing all white, releasing balloons in his honor. P&B Rock, rest in peace to that gentleman. He was murdered at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. He was murdered at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. He was in his 30s, early 30s. And this one went on for weeks because a lot of people on the internet was blaming his girlfriend because she put their location. They were dining at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, not the one that's always like celebrities and stuff go to in the heart of Hollywood. They went to the one south of Pico or Rodeo Drive or somewhere in the hood. Um, so I think everyone does owe that young lady an apology. She has been living under such duress, stress. Um, and I heard somewhere that it was people from the streets just kind of stalking them, and once they found out where they were, and it was street stuff basically. I don't want to confuse myself or you, but it was street stuff, and the young lady like had nothing to do with it. So And lastly, Queen Elizabeth passed away. Now this one was a big mess, honestly. This was like on some Kingdom Come movie funeral drama mess, okay? First of all, they said that Harry couldn't do things, wear his uniform. He had to stand somewhere because he's not a working royal and all that stuff. Listen, it's Queen Elizabeth. She should have put in her will that I want a normal funeral. Don't put people to the side. Don't exclude people. But then again, mm, that family is a little. um, y'all remember when Megan went on TV and was like, there was concern about Archie's skin color and all that stuff. Now, the way Megan described her relationship with Queen Elizabeth, I honestly think it wasn't Queen Elizabeth. It was that son of hers, Prince King Charles. Now I guess they call him that. So yeah, they were like in the background, and then the funeral was like 8 weeks long. Now I didn't see the funeral. I was in Mexico. I did have access to TV, but time difference, like I was on Pacific time, and when things happen in Europe, they do it early in the morning. Like y'all remember when Meghan and Harry got married and everybody watched that wedding? I remember it because it was a Saturday and I woke up early to watch it. When what's the older brother and his wife, Middleton and not Harry, William. When William and Kate Middleton got married, I remember my mama was mad because they got married on a Friday, and again, time difference between America and the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom was like early, like 11 o'clock in the morning. A lot of people do get married at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's normal, especially here. But it's different when it's 11 o'clock over there. It's 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning over here. It's a Friday. People got to go to work. So I didn't watch it, but it was a long time, morning time. Basically, United Kingdom was shut down. I heard people couldn't go to the bank. People weren't getting mail. Nobody could go anywhere. It was, I mean, wow. I mean, because here, if like a big political figure passes away, you get about a week of coverage, and then they have your funeral live on TV, CNN, HLN, MSNBC, Fox News, all that stuff. Then they take you to Arlington and they put you in the ground, and that's it. But with Queen Elizabeth, that was a long time. But rest in peace to her. So now King Charles has taken over. Ooh, sorry about that. King Charles has taken over. He's having a coronation. I don't know what that means. But he's having that next year, and then Camilla's going to be queen consort, so she's not really going to be queen, I guess. So that's how that goes. But we'll see how that works out. And speaking of the royal family, I was reading some news reports that they're not letting Meghan and Harry move into the Hope Ranch community out in Montecito, California. So if you guys don't know, Harry and Meghan sold that beautiful $15 million house they had because they said it was not enough space. That's some rich people shit right there. So now they're not letting them move into the Hope Ranch community, which is in Montecito. Now, in California, that's where most celebrities live. They're having an exodus. It started with the California exodus where the celebrities were moving out of California, right? So Mark Wahlberg, he moved to Vegas. Some of these celebrities, it was one celebrity moved to Atlanta with his family. Celebrities moving to Texas and New York and all that stuff. So that's the California exodus. But let's not forget that there's also a Los Angeles exodus going on, and it's people going from LA to Montecito or Palm Springs or all this stuff. And honestly, I think two reasons why they aren't letting them move into there, in my opinion. One, it's prejudice. I didn't say racism, I said prejudice. Because it's Harry and Meghan, and They make a lot of noise in the media. They probably didn't want that in their community. And also, pocket watching. Now, when Harry and Meghan left the United Kingdom, we all know, went from United Kingdom, they went to Canada, then they went to Canada, and they came to California. Well, I heard that they cut Harry off. So these two had to go get jobs. So they had like this. They're having like this big Netflix not a commercial, a documentary coming out. We all know Harry's had done some things on Apple TV, and Meghan, of course, is doing her podcast. So let them people in the darn community, if they want to buy a house and they could like pay in cash, like let them. Y'all weird. Montesino is a whole weird place. I mean, it's in Santa Barbara. And Santa Barbara is low key racist. Like, cause remember when Michael Jackson was living up there? Well, he didn't live. He lived in San Luis Obispo. That's where Neverland was. And Michael Jackson did openly say like San Luis Obispo was kind of racist, and he's a black man. He owns property with like 1,000 acres. So I don't know what to think of all this. I don't know what to say, but let them move in there, please, because they got money. They work. I think they buy houses like us. You got to show your income and all that stuff. So let them move in the damn neighborhood. Jesus, picking on people, and it's messed up. The media makes it seem like they're such horrible people. Now, yeah, y'all see what the media does to Meghan because she's half black, but let's not forget they pick on her husband too, because they always labeled him as like a outcast because they've seen pictures of him when he was younger partying and stuff. I mean, he was young. Like, everybody partied when they were young. I partied when I was young. I was in the clubs. I mean, I'm still in the clubs, but I don't go as much. I was out with boyfriends and stuff. Like, yeah, we were young. Okay, so my point is, let that man buy a house there. And at the same time, I don't understand that house is pretty nice though. But then I understand if you don't have enough room because they got the little kids and all that stuff. So moving on. Moving on. Netflix is releasing a cheaper tier, and at the end of the day, Netflix is trying to turn into Tubi TV, but it will be like at least $4 to $6.99 a month, with ads. I cannot imagine watching Bling Empire or Selling Sunset and then ad coming up, stop, and it's like a 5-second commercial on some product that is related to something or not related to you or whatever. I am split between this decision because, one, it is great that they're doing this because some people cannot afford that $15 a month because Netflix, it seems like Netflix is going up every year or every 6 months. So this is great for people who enjoy Netflix. And they're trying to get their customers back, whatever. But I just see it turning into these like free like apps. Like if you have a Roku, if you have like a Fire Stick, you'll watch like Crackle or Freebie. And they're trying to go to that format. And sometimes people do kind of get annoyed with that format where you're watching something really good and then an ad comes up. So your high kind of gets blue that way, So I mean, I don't know about blue high, but did anybody see those Blink 182 tickets? Blink 182 is supposed to come to Chicago probably in like November or something of next year. And I saw those tickets. If you want to sit all the way towards the back, guess how much those tickets cost? It's cheaper to fill up a diesel truck than to get tickets to the Blink 182 concert. $900. I've seen $1,000. I've seen $800. It's Blink 182. Now, everybody who grew up listening to Blink 182, including myself, we are not paying $800 to go see Travis Mark and them, okay? So I don't understand why those tickets are high as hell. You know what they should do? They should have a stream concert, and they should charge $14.99. They could make money that way too. People can still come out to the concerts and stuff, but they can stream it too and make $14.99. I wouldn't say free because you wouldn't get paid off of that. So $14.99, stream the concert, enjoy yourself from your living room, but not pay $900. Are you kidding me? Like, no, no. Speaking of music, Silk Sonic is not considered for a Grammy. I'm not sure which section or category it's for, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was for new artists. Because of course Anderson Paak's not a new artist, neither is uh, Bruno Mars, but they withdrew it. I don't know why. I guess I don't want to say I guess and then say something and then be like, people probably look like, no, it's not. But they basically withdrew themselves from the Grammy. Um, I haven't heard the full album. I do love that they redid the cut for Love Train. And if anybody doesn't know, that's the third cover I heard in my life. So we have the original cover by Couldn't Function. Then in 1996, 1997, we had Drew Hill. And then 2021, 2022, we have Silk Sonic. So, I mean, that record should be getting that record should be like nominated for a Grammy because they killed it. Like, oh my god, I love that song. So they killed it. I mean, Bruno killed it with the notes. It was awesome. So, I mean, the album sure was raw, but Love Train should have stayed there. They have it as an EP or something. I don't know. Jermaine Dupri versus Usher versus Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy versus. I'm thinking of Usher. I don't know why. Oh, when I wrote this down, I was thinking about the Usher JD's vegan ice cream, which, ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to announce that I can buy it. I just choose not to yet. You can buy JD's vegan on Walmart.com, so you have to have it shipped to your house. But the downside of that is that you have to buy the 4-pack and it's $30. And I already got like the Colin Kaepernick ice cream in my freezer. I'm not trying to overdo it, okay? So it's on Walmart.com if you want to pay $30. Keep 2 for yourself, give 2 away, or keep 1 for yourself, give 3 away. Do what you want, but I suggest y'all hurry up and get it because it might be sold out again. Just saying. But Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy versus. And I think it's something I truly want to see. This is truly my childhood, okay? Diddy ran the 90s from 94 to 99. I mean, he still runs the music business, but whatever. And then you had Jermaine Dupri with Escape 1993, all the way up until his reign went a little longer, in my opinion. His reign went from 93 with Escape. Let's go all the way down to 2005, 2006. And like I said on this podcast before, Jermaine Dupri is a part of the Snap era of music. He is. You remember them Franchise Boys? I think he did work with D4L. I'm not too sure. But mostly them Franchise Boys, Bow Wow, all that stuff. So who do I think win in this versus? They're both so good. They're both so good. And now they're coming out with great music today in 2022. So if you guys don't know, Diddy put out Gotta Move On with Bryson Tiller, which is an amazing song. But then he put out the remix, which is also amazing. And then Jermaine Dupri did not put out solo music, but he discovered Division. So if you guys don't know the song, if I get caught cheating, that don't mean. And that's heavily rotated, played in my car. And I ain't even cheating. That song is so good. And he's playing all this new stuff in his car on his Instagram. So both of these gentlemen, they still are reigning in 2022 despite music changing. Like we don't do Snap anymore from 16 years ago. And they're not in that mind frame anymore. So I don't know who's gonna win, honestly, but I'm so there for all the hits, all the fun, the stories that they're gonna tell. I'm there for it. Oh, what else is going on? Did anybody see the Barney documentary? No. I mean, when I was a baby, I was obsessed with Barney. So I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know, but I could say I'm not surprised that there's a documentary of a dark side of a TV show. There's always one for every childhood, like child TV show. I should say that. So they have a Barney documentary that shows the dark side. I haven't seen it, the full documentary yet, but I have seen parts, especially the little kid, Michael or something. I remember him saying after Barney, the streets were calling. I am really intrigued to try that because how the heck do you go from Barney to being in the streets? Like, oh, I mean, I gotta get freaking. It's on Peacock, and it's on the Peacock you gotta pay for. So it's $4.99 a month. So don't be cheap and help us out because I'm not paying for another streaming site. Just saying. More people are selling their catalogs. Um, so rumor has it Future sold his catalog. I don't know why. Like I probably said this before on this podcast. When you sell your catalog, it's time to hang it up. It's time to retire. Future, I don't know why he's selling his catalog. It's not time for him to hang it up. It's not time for him to retire. Future's only been out, in my opinion, what, 10 years? Because y'all gotta remember that song Racks on Racks with YC. Like, where's YC? We know where Future is. But where's YC now? You know? That's what I wonder. So, yeah, Future sold his catalog. I don't know what people are going to do with Dirty Sprite. I don't know how the publishing is going to work. I don't know, but we'll see. But the two other people on my list that sold their catalog is, of course, Phil Collins and the group Genesis, which are older. Phil Collins is in his 70s, and if you've seen him recently, like pictures of him, he's older. He's an older man. He was probably ready to sit down and retire and be like Tina Turner, just live the rest of the years he has on this earth with his family, private, and things like that. Something else is going on. Trevor Noah is leaving the Tonight Show. Um, I've never seen an episode of the Tonight Show, but I know that Trevor always held it down. He's probably busy with his comedy career and wants to focus more on that. Probably wants to do movies. And people are saying Roy Wood Jr. should take over. And I was actually talking to my brother about this the other day. And you know what? I totally agree. I like Roy Wood Jr. I like his stand up. He's very funny on Instagram. He would be a perfect replacement for that. But then, Roy might get bigger and he might have to leave. And then who's going to take over next? I We'll never know. We'll never know. But Roy should definitely step into that and see where it goes. So, yeah. I want to send a prayer and my thoughts to Katie Couric. If you guys know, she used to host the Today Show, or she still does. I'm not sure, but this story did kind of touch me. Katie Couric was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the reason why I'm so sensitive to this is because Katie Couric has daughters, and unfortunately, she lost her husband to cancer. Um, I also send my prayers to her daughters as well. My mom was diagnosed with cancer when I was 24, so back in 2019, 2018. So I know what it's like to watch your mom kind of go through that and have to have surgeries and do radiation and all that stuff. Um, so I send my prayer out to that whole family. I pray it was also early detection, and if it's early detection, all they have to do is, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive or like I know, they early detection is the best detection. They always say, and they go in and they take the lump out and all that stuff. So, God bless Katie Couric. God bless the family, and I wish her a speedy recovery as well. And I didn't want to say too much on that because breast cancer is a heavy. heavy subject, especially for me. As I stated before, my mom had it. My grandmother had it. Both are survivors. I have both of them here, thank God. But unfortunately, I lost my dad's mother, my other grandmother, to it. And I'm not in a place right now to really fully go into it, but I send my prayer to them. It's going to be a long road, but recovery and everything, just, you know, I send my prayer out to them. And I just wanted to say that. Also, I wanted to go into the Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish lawsuit. And well, I will start with the end of this because it was some time ago. It was dismissed. But the images I saw of that video that they did was kind of cringeworthy. Basically, Ari Spears and Tiffany Haddish, who are big in their own right. Tiffany Haddish did a lot of big movies, all that stuff. Ari Spears, who is a big comedian, did Mad TV, has a couple Showtime specials. Look at me in Hollywood, I'm smiling, all that. They did this video, and from the quality of it, it looked like it came out like 10 years ago. And it was basically about a perverted uncle. Okay. And some of the actions in it was very uneasy. It could make one feel very uneasy in the spirit. And I think that it had a lot of consequences and repercussions. Tiffany Haddish went on an interview or something. I read a report that she lost everything because of it. Ari Spears, and I don't know, oddly enough, the world's already mad at Ari Spears, so it just made them more mad at Ari Spears. But there was a lawsuit involved. It was dismissed, but I cannot say if Aries and Tiffany are going to recover from this because it was just so cringy. And I hope that that video just it never sees the light of day ever again. I hope no one screenshotted it, no one posted it to the internet, none of that stuff. So yeah, but they were involved in a lawsuit and it was later dismissed. So the next big thing on TV or on streaming is the Dahmer miniseries on Netflix. Now I will not watch that because I'm not interested in hearing about people being eaten. It's disgusting, it's wrong. And the more people watch it, I think the more it kind of piss off the family members of the victims. And they are reliving the pain that they lost of their loved ones because of Dahmer. I was watching something with Lil Boosie on it. And we should not always listen to Boosie, but sometimes Boosie be saying real shit. And Boosie said, stop streaming this because it's affecting the victims. I think he said either it was affecting the victims or you're not paying the victims. But either way, it's affecting the victims. And I totally agree. The victims are reliving the pain when they lost their loved ones because of Dahmer. But yet people are still going. Like, Dahmer was streamed for millions, billions of hours. So I get disappointed in the human race sometimes. It's weird. And then now that this Dahmer thing has resurfaced, because honestly, I want to say resurfaced because talking about Dahmer didn't really go anywhere, except they pushed it down a little bit. So, more stories about Dahmer comes out, and then Life Jennings, Mr. Must Be Nice, Mr. Never Never Land, all the nice songs he made back in like 2006, 2007. He comes out and he says, I sang Pretty Brown Eyes to Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, this whole Dahmer craze is bizarre, but that was just the icing on this bizarre cake. Life Jennings should have kept that one to himself, honestly, because I can't imagine Mr. Raspy voice, hey, yo, you. I can't imagine him singing that to Jeffrey Dahmer. So honestly, he could have held on to that for himself. Life Jennings, the next serial killer, because I know he, you guys remember he did like 16 years in prison when he was young. Then he came out and he just blew up to be this R&B singer and all that stuff. Yeah, great, whatever. But yeah, next time if you have any connection to any famous serial killer or convicted felon, and you have a weird story, just hold on to it, because this whole Dahmer craze is really bizarre to me. I won't watch it. I have no plans of watching it. And you guys turn parts of the movie into sounds on TikTok. It's just weird to me. So yeah, no, that he just added to the weirdness of this whole craze. Shout out to Carisha from the City Girls. She calls herself Black Oprah, and you know what? I'm not mad at that. You want to know why? Because she's working hard. She has her own show on Revolt called Carisha Please. It's a really interesting watch. Sometimes I do listen on Spotify. So y'all don't talk about Carisha. She is really working towards Oprah. And she's Oprah-esque in her own way. Of course, she's still a Carisha, but y'all let Carisha have something for herself, okay? We all can't be like Oprah. Because if we all be like Oprah, we'll all be boring. Like they say, we all can't be the same because life will be boring. So y'all leave Carisha alone. And I'm mad at y'all for not telling me about Dynasty on Netflix. Now, Dynasty originally came on the CW. I don't really watch primetime local TV like that, but Dynasty was a really good show. It took me about a week to watch the whole series. It was 5 seasons, about 22 episodes per season. And when I first heard the word Dynasty, I thought about to the days when my mom was like my age, and they had the old Dynasty in Denver and Diane Carroll, and when the whole family was white and all that stuff. But this Dynasty is more mixed. Of course, you got like the black sister, half sister, and then you got the black friend, and then you got the gay nephew of the second wife, and the nephew married the brother, and he became a part of the family. So it was more modernized, and luckily modernized to a point where I can understand. And it was a really, really great show. My next show to get into, I'm gonna try to get into Succession. I mean, I'm trying now, but it's starting slow. So if you guys have any tips on like how to focus, or you guys can like tell me, it starts off slow, but you just gotta, I'll try it. I'm open to it. Rihanna is performing at the Super Bowl. I honestly think this will be Rihanna's final performance ever. She is putting out an album. This will probably be her final album ever. Had to take a sip of Gatorade. Let me explain why. It's very obvious, ladies and gentlemen. Rihanna is very busy with Fenty. Fenty makeup, Fenty lingerie, Fenty this, Fenty that. And now she's coming out with hair. Fenty is a powerhouse now. Music is not a powerhouse. Music is not a powerhouse for anybody right now. Remember when back in the day, you buy a CD, you see all your favorite celebrities, rich as hell, right? Now we have streaming. Streaming does not make you rich. Therefore, yes, and Rihanna has lived both eras, like CD and streaming era. But now, she's got to have a certain income. And it's her passion. So yes, this will be her last performance. This will be her last album. And after that, the musical artist as Rihanna, we know it, is done. Rihanna's going to step into her entrepreneur life. She's going to have her powerhouse. She's probably going to have another powerhouse. She's a girlfriend. She has her baby with A$AP Rocky. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rihanna said, this is it. This is it. Girl, I don't blame you. Raise your family, have more kids, do whatever you want, because your money is truly in Fenty. I got some Fenty beauty makeup. It's amazing. The lingerie is beautiful. Yes, y'all, I'm still looking for my Fenty jumpsuit. If anybody knows where I could find that jumpsuit, please let me know, because I still want one. So, yeah, Rihanna's retiring, and that means we all getting old. A little bit more music news. Bone Thugs and Harmony is breaking up, but let me explain. So, Bone Thugs and Harmony is breaking up, which means we're gonna have 4 members over here. It's Busy Bone that's leaving the group. I can't say why, even though I have an idea, but I don't want to put it out there. So after this final tour with Busy Bone, it will be Lazy, Crazy, Wish, and Flesh, just like it was in the 90s when Busy was kicked out before. How is the music gonna sound now? I assume it's gonna be okay. I mean, Busy had a unique tone for the music. Um, I don't know. I'm so used to seeing all 5. Seeing all 5 together just makes me so happy. Like, I remember when that one album that came out in 2010, all 5 of them was there. They had just got Flesh out of jail. That is the Bone Thugs and Harmony I had intended to see for the rest of my year. Well, I can't say for the rest of my years because they're a lot older than me. They're like the age of my brothers. So yeah. So yeah, but Busy Bone is leaving the group, and then they're gonna continue on as 4, just like they did in the 90s. Larsa Pippen is in the news. She's in the news because she's allegedly dating MJ's son. And I'm a little weirded out, and it has nothing to do with the age gap. Well, I mean, it kind of does. So, as we know, Larsa's ex-husband is Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan's son is the son of Michael Jordan. I forgot his name. I think it was Jeffrey. He's the son of Michael Jordan. Didn't these people like hang out with each other? Didn't Larsa and Scottie ever like come over Michael Jordan's house? Because Scottie used to have a house in Highland Park, and Michael Jordan had a house in Highland Park. So didn't they like not come over for like beers or something? And you know, I don't know, like it's just weird. Like she was around him as a child and he grew up, but it's Larsa, so it's like it's not surprising because she used to date that one NBA dude, but turns out he was married and all that stuff. So we'll see how long this one will last. She's back in Miami. She had just moved to Miami too because she used to live in LA, but she's no longer friends with the Kardashians. So let's see how long that one will last. And lastly, I want to talk about Nia Long's baby daddy. Hold on, y'all. I had to take a lap for this one. So let's piece it all together. Nia Long, right? Nia Long is Black Hollywood royalty, Big Mama's house, soul food, all that stuff. She's with Ume Adoka. Please forgive me if I mispronounce the name. They moved to Boston. They lived in LA. They moved to Boston. That's because he works for the Celtics. It comes out that he cheated on her. Oh no, he cheated. Oh no. Then it came out that she worked for the team. And then it came out that she was the wife of somebody who worked for the team. I wasn't sure if it was the owner or whatever. So then they found Nia out in LA, and it came out that she's not leaving him. Okay. I'm not going to jump on this podcast and just reprimand Nia for making that decision. I have been in situations where a guy has done me dirty and I stayed. So I'm not perfect. All I'm going to say for this situation is I commend Nia for how she's handling it, because you guys have to understand she has a young son under the age of 13, if he's not already 13. So I'm very proud of her of how she's handling the situation, and That situation happened a few weeks ago, so it has quieted down. So I'm sure they've worked out something in their household. Same with Adam Levine and his wife. What's her name? Behati. It came out that he was texting some model and she was pregnant, and I saw the text messages. They were kind of cringeworthy. Like, has this dude been not single for a long time? He forgot how to talk to women. Like, it's weird. But I think the way they have to handle it is for the children. So I will say that. And ladies and gentlemen, that is another episode of Thompson and Stuff. I thank y'all so much for listening. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I thank y'all so much for following me on social media. I cannot wait for this new surprise to pop off. I'm looking to do it next week. So please look out for my social media. You can follow me on Instagram, adashmariesonofthom. Follow me on TikTok, Amanda Mar TS1. Follow me on Twitter, A-Son of T. If there's any other social media I'm missing, please let me know. And books are for sale on Amazon. AJ Townsend 101. The Meridian Dream. I am working on a sequel to the Meridian Dream, so be on the lookout for that. It's currently like scrap paper material. That means I'm working on like ideas. Meet Angela, AJ Townsend, they're all on there. So take a look on Amazon. I'm gonna try. I'm trying to put the books on Apple Books, but that probably will not happen until next year. So I'm going to push the Amazon sales and then we'll do Apple Books next. But thank y'all so much for listening. You guys be safe out there. Hopefully I will talk to you guys before Thanksgiving. But therefore, please be safe out there. Be careful. People are crazy now. The Kia boys are still out there. The pandemic is still loose. But I love you guys and I thank you again for your support. Peace.